Okay, so we start the today's session. A warm namaste from me in India, Mumbai, and welcome you all. You're coming from different parts. Okay, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for joining this session. And today's is a very interesting topic which we are going to talk about. So we guys do a little research in terms of which is the topic trending. We ask some people what they want to hear. So something we do a little preliminary research in our own way. And this is one of the topics which some of our participants had asked, okay, what it takes to shift from project manager to a program. It is meant for the individual candidates or for the organizations as well. So I am going to give a little kind of insight, a food for thought for everyone, okay, so that we can open a discussion, okay. This is my perspective as I am seeing through my lens, okay. We can always have a debate on the things, right? So a very interesting topic, and I'm going to set the context for that in an initial few slides, and then I'm going to talk what it takes to do the transition, and maybe we can have a detailed conversation post that. So for the first 45 minutes is something like I'm going to speak. You can have your questions asked, you can interrupt me at any point of time, but I have reserved the last 15 minutes for question and answers. Okay, for people who don't know me, a little bit about me, okay, without the beard and the mustache, okay. So, a little younger self of myself, okay. So, I love doing project management, okay. Program management is a part of project management. Agile is a part, lean is a part of project management. I love to do a lot of things, work with a lot of corporates, try to help them in a lot of things, right? So this is today's talk also is something I look forward to and interacting with you all. So great. Okay, thank you all for joining. The most of the people who join are between 8 to 8.5. Okay, which is good. And we are going to give you one PDU for attending that will help you to gain your PDUs for your PMP as well as PgMP certifications as well. So before I start, okay, I wanted to show you some statistics. Okay, one statistics that I want to tell you is that in the last 2 years, the PgMP number has drastically increased. The PgMP certified as per the PMI registry. You can also check on the PMI registry. From 2009 to 2023, there were 2,500 odd PgMP certified people in the 14 years. In the last 2 years, no, we have surpassed another 2,500 number. The growth in the last 2 years is past the growth of the last 14 years. What does it indicate? It indicates a growing demand for PgMP in the outside world. And there is a big reason for that. Even if you have seen, agility has increased in terms of the talking point, leadership becoming aware, a lot of people going for agility. PMP also did agile in their thing. So things have improved or the grown in demand, not said improved, but grown in demand. And there is a connection between PGMP and agility. Although I'm not going to cover in this topic, but if you happen to attend my PGMP, you will understand that both sit in the same quadrant. Yeah, but the growing demand can be reflected in some of your sites. This is your Naukri.com. Okay. Now, there has been a very high number of program manager jobs, like 54,000. I think it's pretty high. Many organizations probably do not understand what is program and what is project. So they say a higher project manager, senior, they call it program. But But still, by a designation, uh, 54,000 jobs relevant. Today's market scenario is not good. When I'm doing the webinar, I just heard a 30,000 Amazon has cut off. It's the biggest layoff in Amazon. So the market condition not good. This I had taken around a month back. Okay. So I don't think it will drastically reduce, but this is what it is. PgMP certified is 50. Okay. The current PgMP certified in India are, I think, around 700 to 800. I'm not too sure about that, but that's the number we are talking about. So these are the PgMP. I think some years back, 1 year back, there were no jobs of PgMP certified. This also indicates the leadership awareness about this PgMP topic. Okay, I would say the awareness in the leadership, okay, is not good or is not there. But I was surprised by this 50 PGMP certified jobs. Okay. Vaibhav, okay, you asked a question between difference between PGMP and PMP. I would try to address that in the next few slides. Okay, if I get a chance. Right. So these are the jobs. This is the US market around the same jobs. Okay. So program manager and project manager sometimes do not work. This is the LinkedIn, okay, jobs, okay, for program manager. And generally in a lot of software companies, they call it technical program manager, which I don't think there are some good connections because a lot of people from technical program managers have attended PGMP. There are some good takeaways, not really on the framework, but good on that. So this year with the PGMP fifth edition, they have included agile frameworks, agile. They are expanded to include agile projects as well into the PGMP. So that is a good addition. Okay, so they have widened the scope on the framework perspective. So this is your jobs. Okay. So my idea of showing you this, I'm just trying to build a story saying that, okay, the awareness of program management is increasing. How it is different than project management, do we need to shift is a separate question, but that's something I want to set that thing. Earlier, project and program manager mostly were interchangeable. Now people are, there is awareness. However, the big question is, do organizations really need a program manager? No, PMI is saying, okay, I am saying program manager is needed, but are organizations aware and do they need? There is a need for program management or not from the organization perspective? Is a big question. Then comes the awareness about the program management. No, okay. So I have no got this information. I generated this through no AI. Okay. So I'm trying to use AI a lot. Okay. And see how it can help me in doing this. But what I wanted to tell the AI engine was, okay, uh, generally in a mid-size and large organization where there are a lot is at stake, okay, for your projects or strategic objectives to succeed. Okay, like strategic objectives can be very simple, like increase in revenue. Okay, suppose there is a mid-size, a TCS kind of a company or a Apple kind of company, they would have some like objective increase in revenue, and for that they start many initiatives. Initiatives are projects, but because it's such a large company, there are so many departments. No, there is a leadership sitting in the US. There are some projects running in China, India, whatever, wherever it is. There's so many departments. No, till the project manager who is doing the project, lot is lost into translation. Okay, these are different reasons I have put. This is something which I had put the reasons, but my objective of telling you is that there is a lot lost in translation. The project manager sadly do not know what is the strategic objective of the organization, because he's more myopic, he's more focused on his objective of the project. Okay, do we need to know the strategic objective? Answer is yes, he needs to know that. But the point is, he doesn't know, and there are a lot of people doing know a lot of things. There is crisscross information, and the project is lost in the organization maze. Sometimes you are doing the work which is not intended to do. Okay, because there is a Chinese whisper going on to a lot of reasons. Okay, so do organization need a program manager? Okay, program manager, the answer is yes, because it will actually bring alignment to the initiatives or the projects that the organization is doing. Currently there is, because of so many things, so many department talking with each other, communications, lot of things, it is lost, the project is lost, there is no alignment, or you are taking much longer than the intended time to receive. Your project can be successful. So I always say there is a case that the project is successful but you don't get the benefits out of that, whatever, because why you started the project, you're not getting the right outcomes, benefits of the project. So, like I did a government project for a government entity. Okay, we did a single window clearance project, very successful project. I did as per the contract very nicely. I also received an award from my organization because we were, our customer was government, everything. But the government people never use the project, the single window clearance, because the after the project delivery they have wanted to build awareness in their government department, wanted to train people for doing that. So after 2 years they started using bit by bit. So my case was the operation was successful but the patient died. According to me, I delivered a good project, but the government department for whom I did the project, they didn't receive any benefits out of that. So what's the use of the project? So the answer why a program manager comes into play is for that, right? The second question is the leadership aware or understand program management? And I have met so many people. I have met so many people. Okay. And this is through a survey where 90% of the people do not know exactly what is program management. I'm talking of mid-size, large organizations. I'm not talking of MSME. Okay. Small enterprise. I'm not talking of that. I'm talking of fairly mid-sized to large organizations. Okay. They are not aware of program management. Many do still think program is a collection of projects or something bigger than projects. They do not really understand what is program management and how it can help. Awareness is kind of nil. So this is another fact number two that you need to know. Okay. If I see a lot of programs which have been done in organizations currently, you have a strategic objective. Strategic objective can be at the organization level, or it can be at your BU level, business unit level. Like BU levels can be strategic of increase profitability, decrease cost, increase market share, whatever is that. Okay, for that they start initiatives, and after there are too many projects, initiatives, they handle it as a program like a delivery manager. No, they put some kind of a coordinator who coordinates, okay, resource allocation and all this thing, so that there is one point who is like managing account manager. Maybe it's a afterthought in lot of organizations. They call this guy as a program manager. So he is more of a coordinating person. So project managers are tactical. He is a super tactical person. This type of programs we call in our terminology ad hoc programs. So in this terminology, we call it ad hoc program. It's an afterthought. As I need it, I will make these programs. This is the current way of doing things. Chinmay, you can write your questions in the question and answer panel, and I will address all your questions. Okay. Mostly I will do it in the last 15 minutes. So this becomes your current programs. I want to draw your attention to the current world that we are living in. And I told you that post COVID, where there is a growing demand of programs, is the reason why, because the world has become more faster, more uncertain. In fact, 2025 has become more uncertain than 2024 by a tremendous margin. I don't think 2026 will bring any clarity, right? So there is, I talk with some US people and they say that I don't know what is going to happen next. Whether my job is stable, whether I will no, no, I don't know. There is people do not have a plan. In fact, my sister stays in Seattle. She says that okay, I'm not planning unless there is an emergency to come back to India. I don't know what's happening. So point is, okay, this is a world where there is a lot of ambiguity. Ambiguity means lack of clarity. Okay. Uncertainty means you know the objectives, but you do not know for sure how you will reach the objectives. Okay. So this is a world where there is, okay, lot of uncertainty, and the question today is basically of survival. The world is changing so fast that you need to have the right data, you need to have the right structure, you need to take the right decision. Okay, so this because the predictability has gone down, you need to actually resort to certain methods and practices which can bring some alignment and structures. Okay, so I am trying to build a story here. Okay, before I go to the next slide, which is like what is program management, I wanted to ask you all what you think is program management. So I'm just going to launch it. If you can answer it, that will be great. Go ahead. Just testing what type of audience I have today. I put some tricky questions. Okay. Just to test. It's not exactly, no, there is little ambiguity in each choice. Okay. But this is just a poll anyways. Okay. So I just wanted to test this. Go ahead. Come on. Only 54% said participated. Come on. I just want to test, know the type of audience that we have about their understanding of the project. Okay. Fair enough. 70%. Okay. Attempted. Okay. I will. So we have no equal. I just sharing the result. Equal for collection of project, managing interdependencies, and all of the above. Okay. The only correct answer is managing interdependencies, which majority said yes. Okay. 37%. Uh, Not really majority. So 37% said yes. Okay. The rest 63% either said collection of project or subsidiary of portfolio or all of the above. It's not merely collection of projects. Okay, that's something which is an afterthought. Program management is not tactical by nature, it's strategic by nature. So when you want to shift from project management to program management, okay, there is a different level of skill sets that you require, a different level of mindset that you require. It is not an extension of project management. Program management, this is a PMI definition, okay, is okay trying to okay apply your knowledge or skills tools, okay, to obtain benefits, okay, and control which is not available by managing projects individually. Benefits is a key word, okay. An idea is to manage the interdependencies of the projects so that you can deliver the outcome, the benefits. But benefits are different from deliverables. Okay. So this is a program. Program is distinctly different from projects. If we do not do program management in organizations, you know what is at stake? Okay, there is a lot at stake. Okay, so I have put some points. Okay, so what is at stake? One is the misalignment. Okay, like I said, you get the deliverables of the project, but you cannot deliver the intended benefits. Like I stay in Mumbai where there are 120 metro stations constructed in 6 phases. I may be able to construct each station, but when I need to manage the interdependencies, including traffic, including campaign awareness, brand awareness, the infrastructure, the real estate, I when I combine a lot of factors, I deliver the benefit is reducing my traffic on the road. Okay, so program is much more beyond projects. Okay, so if you do not manage the interdependencies, okay, it may derail the entire change that you are trying to bring through the initiatives. What's at stake is such a high cost. You are doing programs, and when I'm talking of mid or large size programs, they are into crores or millions of dollars. Okay, this can cripple your organization. It can lead to chaos, demotivation among the team stakeholders, can actually result in a catastrophic situation for organization given today's context of the VUCA world. Why I'm talking about today's context? Because today a big bank can be challenged by a new fintech startup which was not there 10 years back. The agility to respond, okay, has reduced drastically in today's time. Earlier, if you do a mistake, you had time, so you need to be, good with your decision making, correct fast as well. So program management, if you don't do it, there's a lot at stake. Why I put Abraham Lincoln's thing here is this saying which is said sharpening the saw. Okay, if he says that if you have to do any task, okay, spend some hours, okay, sharpening your skill set. You just can't go there and do things and do mistakes. Sharpen. That's where I am a big believer of, okay, skilling, upskilling, knowledge, education, because I believe theory is a good intervention for experience. Experience is the best, but theory is equally good for intervention to raise, elevate yourself higher, right? So if I do not do program management. What is at stake is your survival as an organization. Okay. In today's world, I'm using a very impactful term, survival, because today's span has reduced considerably. The next question I have is the program management, is it extension of project management? And a clear answer is no. Okay. Program and project management are distinctly different. Do you think these are a skill sets of a program manager? What do you say? You can type in the question and answer panel as well. Do you think is a skill set of the program manager? Years of experience, escalation point, decision maker, meticulous. Any of your skill set do you think is there? Anyone? Do you think any of the skill set is of a program manager, all of them or any one of them? If one of them, which one is that? Okay. Okay, I'll not put you in the spot, but only one skill set which is of a program manager is great communication skills. The rest are not typically the skill sets of a program manager. Okay, a program manager is distinctly different from a project manager. A project manager is a little, from a strategic objective, I'm saying, is myopic in nature in a good way. He's very focused on his project objective. He's not worried on the strategic objectives. What are the benefits that the organization wishes to have? So he is a reliable guy, the project manager. He is a controlling guy, the project manager. Whereas the program manager is more flexible guy. He's looking at a macro level, a bigger picture. Okay. So he is, I call him a business savvy individual where he understands the dynamics of his business, has a competitive intelligence landscape. Okay. He is good on a strategic general management level. He has tools, techniques of a program project manager, kind of aware of that. Okay. But he is distinctly different from a project manager. So if a project manager is aiming for a program manager, which is logically the best thing to do, because that's the growth path or one of your most available career options, what you intend to do? What is your transition from project management to program management? I have put in a nutshell, okay, two, three things. The idea is I always believe that excellence, build excellence, okay, like the three idiots dialogue, okay. The others are byproducts. Money, fame, success is a byproduct. If you have chosen project management as your core excellence, that's where you think is a good fit. Okay, one of a good career options or to elevate, go higher is a program manager. But the first thing that you need to do in a program management is shift your mindset to strategic thinking. Project management is tactical thinking. Tactical is day to day, strategic is long term. One second. Okay. Okay. So strategic is long term. Okay. Big vision, big picture. Okay, I will tell you in the next slide what I mean by strategic thinking. The second thing is once the mindset you inculcate, you try to upskill your knowledge with learning new techniques, new tools. If it's not there in your organization, okay, you try to gain through a lot of other knowledge available, even do the PgMP course. which is the right one of the best ones in the program management. And the third is try to gain relevant experience in your organization. Apply the techniques that you learn for the programs you're doing. Let me elaborate that. Okay. Let me elaborate a little. When I say strategic thinking, okay, so in projects, we are mostly thinking about scope. Okay, I need to deliver within scope. Change management, I guard my scope. Okay, so here the program manager is thinking about, okay, the organization's goals and strategy, how each project that you do for this achieving the organization goal. So you will be in a position to suggest which projects that you need to start so that I can achieve my organization goals. So your mindset, your way of thinking has been really different. You become more big picture guy, you become more flexible, you become more of a delegate. Your characteristic skill sets are more softer in nature than technical skill sets that a project managers have. So when I'm delivering the schedule as a project manager, as a program manager, I'm saying what are the interdependencies within the multiple projects or within the projects between different department, different stakeholders. So I am thinking of that to achieve my benefits, right? So I'm just putting 3, 4 points. If you actually do a detailed study, there is like 48 steps that I have done in my PgMP curriculum, which is we ProThoughts have developed 48 steps to do program management. Of course, there is a PgMP guide, but I'm just telling you in a webinar perspective. One is strategic thinking. Okay, projects are tactical thinking. Okay. So when I'm saying when you upskill and gain relevant experience, your focus is on the long-term objectives. Okay. You are talking with the stakeholders on a bigger canvas, right? Here is predictable stakeholders. You already have in projects mostly buy-in from all the stakeholders. Here you can use the same techniques, okay, mostly in program management, you use the same techniques, but the canvas, the perspective becomes a lot different. You generally do not have buy-in from different stakeholders. Okay, so I have given you ideas, okay, where a program manager needs to shift his strategic thinking, try to get experiences if you are not already doing it. Okay, okay, trying to get that program management experiences. Sometimes in some organizations, you are already doing this, but you are still calling them projects as well. You may not, as an organization, calling them program. But I'm idea of naming different things is that bringing structure and alignment. You might be already doing programs, but when you bring structure, alignment, business case, everything, you are doing in much more structured way, aligned to the strategic objectives. So you bring predictability and therefore you minimize the risk, the cost, everything on the organization so that you can actually bring a lot higher probability of achieving the benefits. And the stakes are pretty high. So I think it's the best way to do that. So the transitions is not easy. When I'm putting on a paper, it looks very easy, but it is not really easy, right? Because there are a lot of players who have their say. There can be some stakeholders who will say that, okay, what's the user program? I haven't doing it for 20 years, I'm still delivering. But the idea is how you deliver, okay, how smoothly you do that, how is the satisfaction levels in the organizations, how you can actually see a long-term vision, Are you doing it proactively or it's reactive? All this matters when I'm saying bringing a predictability or alignment to the whole purpose. So, so these are some of the ideas to do. Okay. I have designed a process how a project manager should transition. Of course, there is a lot of, when I did my program management, I took a lot of self initiatives. I did it 10 years back in my first company, or 13 years back, sorry. And I took a lot of self initiatives to do a program, convince my customers, my skip level bosses, so that they can give me some autonomy to manage that. So maybe in your organization, you need to put some self initiatives, take some support from your key stakeholders to make it happen. Very important, okay, if you really believe in making a change. A self initiative, a little hunger is required, a little passion is required. Otherwise, we are just following what the organization does. I believe in making a difference by taking on your own and doing something. I like that way. So, so, so one is understanding what it takes to go the program manager route. Second, upskill yourself to get the necessary thing. Then take some self initiatives, try out different experiences in your current organization, and that will help you to grow into a program manager role. I wanted to show you, okay, the program manager skill set is distinctly different from a project manager skill set. Okay, is distinctly different. If you see, the projects have explicit knowledge, okay, technical skills generally, whereas the program manager has tacit knowledge, implicit skill sets. These are the main characteristics of a program manager. If you are already doing a project, you are one of the best guys to do program management for sure, because you already know the know-how of the project. But you need to change your mindset, the way of thinking. You need to acquire new skill set. You need to acquire new experiences to gain, okay, entry into the program management. Okay, one of the quick ways which people do, okay, is to get the certification. So certification, I am a proponent of certifications. So certification act as a catalyst, and it's a proven catalyst for a lot of organizations, that you already are knowing about the knowledge techniques which can help to build a case for program management, right? Okay, so coming to what is there in the skill set, I'll just take another 5 minutes for this. I'll open up for 8:45 probably. What's the time? Okay. So this is your domains of program management. Domains means major work areas. Okay, strategic alignment, which I talked about, benefits management, stakeholder governance, very important. And there is a life cycle, okay, which is like what are the activities or work that you do right from the start, birth of the program till the death end of the program. So that is a life cycle. If I have to give you a good idea about, okay, what is in the life cycle, okay, in each of the domains, okay, strategy alignment is a different thing many organizations do not do, where you try to analyze why we need to do the program, okay, how to do a program, what to do in a program. So we answer the basic questions when we do the strategic alignment. Business case is one of the big elements of the strategic alignment. It's a working document and is with you till the end of the program. All these five work areas, domains, work in parallel tandem with each other. It's not sequential. Okay, benefits is a new area. Okay, and no, we talk about KPI, CSF in the benefits, how to deliver, sustain the benefits, important area. Stakeholder, if you had already done the project management, okay, a familiar area, okay, but the canvas, the perspective is different in stakeholders. And governance, okay, is the most important area. In fact, the program manager is a part of the governance board in matured organizations. So important areas on how to make decisions for program. Very important, okay, responsibility is of the governance board. So all these domains is what it makes the program management or the PGMP skill set that you need to have. Okay. And it is a very interesting topics. Okay. Very interesting topics that it can actually enhance your knowledge on how to do program management. Okay. ProThoughts, okay, just to tell you, okay, ProThoughts has added their own because many people do not have experience in program management. When they read the guide, PGMP guide from PMI, it's a bouncer for many because you're not done, it's not relevant. No, it's you don't have any inkling. Whereas if you do project management, you already know certain things. So there is a lot of relevancy when you do PMP. But in PGMP, it's like alien. Okay. So you need to understand certain things. You need to go into the world of program management as the guide suggests. So that's what ProThoughts helps you to go into that world. And they handhold you to enter that world and give you a glimpse of how is the program actually works, why you do benefit management, how. So we had done each step at the start. First step, what you do, that is not written anywhere in the world for anything. What is the second step you do? So we do a little prescription based thing which is well received by a lot of our kind of candidates. I think that's where we actually add value. So the PGMP guide, what it provides is a guideline. So PGMP guide is a proven things where people have used and made the program successful. It is definitely written by a person who is already a PMP because it's written in the manner of how the PMP is written. But what is a guide? A guide is a reference book for telling you a guideline of proven practices which are used in program management. Okay. So they talk about what is program management, how is it different from a project portfolio. Like I said, the 5 domains that you have. Okay. How is the work carried out? What are the different activities? So it describes everything. 175 pages, not a big one. Okay. But what it lacks, okay, how to actually apply in day-to-day work. Because if you don't understand that, you will not understand the concept of program management and you will fail. The guide assumes you already done program, which is not true in 98% of the people. So people do not know how actually the program works. Okay. And the guide doesn't help to do that. So there are no examples, artifacts, how is the business case looks, nothing of that sort. It's a drier subject than PMP. Okay. So it doesn't make interesting. So you need to actually infuse a lot of life into that. You need to make a lot of case studies, enjoy it, interact, have some quizzes, games. So you make it like very interesting, new models, new examples. So this is makes that things very interesting. So that's where we came into play. Okay. And try to make it a engaging workshop with infusing a lot of things. Okay, like case studies or templates, new we are giving how a business case looks like, which you can use in day-to-day work, how you actually derive a CSF, how you define a KPI, how to define a benefit. We try to build on that. Okay. And if the candidates are very interesting, it also depends on the candidate's interest and how they can actually contribute to that. And if they can be more vocal, I think it takes it to the another level as well. Okay. So these are some of our things. So one of the things many candidates ask us, they think that the application feeling of PGMP is a bit tedious and it takes a lot of time. Okay, we have done so many applications we are doing it last 8 years. no application has been rejected. We handle them till the application gets certified. There are instances where people application has been rejected by PGMP and then they come to us and we help them to revise the application, fill it, and they got approved by no PMI. So we actually helped in a lot of things, right? Okay, right. So I think before I open it up, okay, I think I am okay to go beyond the 9 o'clock mark if there are good questions. Okay, we can talk and discuss as well. I can also give my LinkedIn ID to have one-on-one chat as well. But okay, I just want to have some closing thoughts before I open it up for question and answers. One is, okay, the context in the world we are living. Okay, it has really changed post COVID. It is a different world. We call it VUCA world, you call it any other world. Okay, it's highly uncertain. There is a lot of change which is happening. If you directly jump from today to 2035, you will not recognize what was 2025. It's that kind of change which is happening. And for that, you need to have a proper structure. You can't have your own way of doing things. So I think program management has become really relevant than it was in, say, pre-COVID in 2019 or 20. Okay, so it has become really highly relevant in today, depending on the organization working. The stakes are pretty high. You have a lot to lose if you're not doing, particularly when you're doing large programs. Okay, so the other part is that it is project management is not, or program management is not an extension of project management. Okay, but I would say for a project manager, yeah, doing so many projects, this is one very good career option to grow into higher, more strategic way of doing things, going into the leadership, engaging with leadership, etc. So I think that's a good option for project manager to transition. Okay. So I would propose that, okay, as one transition for, from project manager to program manager. But I think for that, you need to have a change in the way of thinking. You can't have the same mindset of a project manager and get into a program manager. So you need to unlearn a lot of things. You need to upskill and you need to gain experience within your organization or outside and try to excel and grow. So I believe in excellence in whatever field you are choosing. If you're singing, then be a passionate singer. If you're an actor, be that. If you're chosen project management, be an excellent project manager. Okay. So I think the first step is to build awareness and build upskill yourself and you become the change. I really believe that you should have the hunger and you should drive the change for in your space. You don't wait, don't be reactive to things. So this is my closing thoughts for today's webinar. Okay. So we do post-training support. So I think this is, I will not talk much about ProThoughts. You can talk about that. This is 30 plus material set that we give for PG. And now I'm going to open it for question and answers. Okay. So I think there are a lot of questions. Okay. So we'll start with Vaibhav, who had asked it at 8:05 at the start of the webinar. Okay, what is the difference between PGMP and PMP? Vaibhav, I thought I answered a lot about what is difference between PGMP and PMP. Do you still have a question? Just type it again and be specific on that. Okay, I go to the next question in the meanwhile. How will change and uncertainty managed across the program to maintain strategic alignment? Okay, this is anonymous attendee. Okay, I think you need to attend my class because I can't answer how change and uncertainty we managed across the program to manage. It's like the entire course will talk about that. So how you actually minimize that with strategic alignment. Strategic alignment, which means that our premise is that the strategy objective, which is at the top leadership, which handful of guys at the top leadership of a 50,000 company decide, and there are project managers at the Gemba at the ground level, they do not know about the vision and strategy, and they are so much engrossed in their own initiatives that they lose vision of that. Okay, so there should be some person who is the bridge between the top leadership and the ground level people, okay, to maintain that alignment. So how we can actually do that is what is we are going to talk about. What are the tools, techniques, methods to do that, right? So I may not answer your thing fully here, but that's how it is. uh, what is political acumen as a skill that a program manager needs to have? So program manager deals with lot of key stakeholders, powerful people who have their own reasons to support the program or not to support the program. So program manager acts as a mediator, arbitrator, or gets entangled between the stakeholders. So he needs to possess this kind of a skill set. Even a project manager sometimes needs to have that, but the stakeholders are mostly supportive of the project objective, which the project manager is. Here, everyone has their own perspective. We are talking of a large program like a GST change across the country, or no, we are talking of a big change which is happening where no a transformation in your company from traditional methodology to agile. There are different people having different perspectives, so you need to have that political acumen. Okay. Okay, the good questions here. Okay, by the time we have questions, I will just open up the poll. So in the meanwhile, you can answer this poll, okay, while I'm answering the question. So I would request everyone to answer the poll, and I will also give you the one PDF. Raghavendra has asked, can we look at program management as also covering operations? Yes, you can actually cover operations as a part of program. In fact, program management is looks no to sustain the benefits. People need to consume the output of the project to achieve the benefits. So operation plays a very major role in program management. Okay, so can we look at program and also covering operations, enterprise architecture, portfolio, and other fun instead of looking collection of projects? Absolutely, I think you're bingo on this. I only addressed the collection of projects, so I think you really helped me in opening up that. Program management is a very big, wider thing. It's something which a portfolio manager introduces as a bridge between the portfolio, which is strategic objectives, and what is happening on the ground. Okay, and it covers the entire spectrum. Operations is a very key element for program management because that's where you sustain the benefits. Architecture, of course, yes, because it's a part of delivering the program. And there are other areas like program finance. Okay, finance management is one of the things. Information management is one of them, which is not covered in the project management area. So program management is much more wider. Okay, no, much more, no, having a different, no, wider focus. Okay, no, at a little higher level than a project manager dealing with the leadership. So it has a bigger canvas than a project. Okay, for sure. Thank you so much, Raghavendra. Suman is asking, what is the ideal time after training to crack the exam? Okay, Suman, at ProThoughts, we say 45 days. We have an exam strategy, which we actually share with the participants at the end of the training. And we tell them what to do in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, etc. Okay, so we have 6 weeks to do that, including the mock exams. 45 days is our time. Okay, so we say 2 to 3 hours every day, and you can be done with. How is the exam pattern and time? Number of questions, 170 questions for PgMP exam. The time is 240 minutes, 4 hours. And it's the pattern is very similar to PMP, situational based questions. we give mock exams, so it will be good. Ziokun, okay. Ziokun, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Excellent presentation. Thank you so much. Glad that you liked it, and especially you are coming from a different no country, and that's something which you liked. It's really thank you so much for that. Abhijit, can we directly go for PGMP instead of PMP? Yes, many people do that. Okay. Uh, they can go. There is no prerequisite that you need to be a PMP to go to PGMP. Like I said, PGMP is having a different skill set than a PMP. So it's not, so there are pros and cons of being a PMP to do a PGMP. Okay. One of the negatives of a PMP doing a PGMP, he needs to unlearn a lot about PMP, do a PGMP. One positive of PMP, the guide is written in the format of a PMP, so it becomes easier to read the guide. That's it. Okay, but yes, you can directly go. There are a lot of examples who are people who have just done PGMP without doing PMP. Okay, Dipankar, you're asking what is political acumen skill shown in the sign of minister? Okay, the come. Okay, you had sent as no anonymous attendee. I think I answered this question. Yeah. Suman, what is the training cost? Okay, so we will send you a mailer on that. Vaibo asked why PMI always ask for renewal. Okay, every 3 months to earn money or anything else. Okay, good question. Okay. Uh, okay. The real reason as PM ask is basically they want you to update your skill or knowledge, okay, at a regular interval, okay, so that your certification is valid. So when they are certifying you, so PMI's institute are saying that you are a certified guide to manage projects or a program, they carry certain responsibility. So it holds a lot of value from an employer perspective that when I'm recruiting a PGMP or a PMP, no, he is credible to handle the projects. So PMI suggests that your knowledge is updated every 3 years. You don't have to take an exam, but you update your knowledge at regular interval. That's why they want you to maintain the knowledge, and that's how they do the knowledge is like by attending webinars or going through a different training and get the PDUs and update your certification or knowledge. Money, of course, I think if they are also doing business, so maybe money is also one of the criteria, but I think the more important criteria is the knowledge. They say that they are a non-profit organization, right? Prashant, is it required PD to maintain reward like the way? Yes. So one of the things I will mention, I am both PMP and a PGMP certified. So to maintain the PMP and PGMP, instead of 60 plus 60, 120 PDUs, you only require 60 PDUs. So you don't have to maintain extra PDUs for PGMP if you're already a PMP. And you can sync the cycle of the PMP and PGMP renewal at the same time, but there is a nominal fee to renew your PGMP certificate as well. Okay, Praveen, thank you for your comment. Okay, glad that you liked it. I have one question. PMP validity is 3 years. The validity is for 3 years. Okay, good. Okay, bang on. We are at 9 o'clock. Okay, there are no more questions. Bang on. Super. Okay, I hope everyone has filled this. Okay, thank you for all of you who has filled this. I will just share the PDU code. You will also get it on the email as well, but I will also share it here. So that you have this, right? Okay, any more questions? Just a last quick glance. Okay, thanks, Akshay. Thanks, you liked the session. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you that you're glad you like. So our endeavor is to give you information in the best way we can. We do a little research for that. But if you think you need more information, a typical topic that you think I can or we can cover, uh, please let us know. We'll happy to cover that in the best way possible. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for attending this webinar and spending your valuable 1 hour. I hope it was worth your time. And like I said, any questions, you can contact us on info@prothoughts.co.in, or you contact on my mobile number, or you go to LinkedIn and put a message to me. I will happy to stay connected. You are from the same fraternity, happy to learn from you, exchange thoughts with you. Okay, the PDU code is typed in the chat. Like I said, you also will get it in your email box. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you and warm namaste from my side. See you.